On Delta TV main news tonight, Nigeria reaffirms commitment towards strengthening bilateral relations with the Republic of Benin. Disbursement of 2025 scholarship awards to children of deceased civil servants and students living with disabilities ends Friday. Healthcare workers across the country undergo refresher training on detection of suspected Ebola cases. And abroad, Iran says a deal with United States is not imminent. Good evening and welcome to Delta Television Main News. I am Blessing Usiagbada. You can also follow our news online on Facebook and YouTube at Delta Broadcasting Service Asaba, or visit our website at www.dbsasaba.com. Now, the news in detail. Nigeria has reaffirmed its commitment towards strengthening bilateral relations with the Republic of Benin. Vice President Kashim Shettima, who made the affirmation at the inauguration of President Romuald Wagani of the Republic of Benin in Cotonou, said both countries shared deep historical, cultural, and economic ties. The Vice President, who represented President Bola Tinubu at the ceremony, said Nigeria considered its relationship with Benin crucial to regional integration and democratic stability in West Africa, pledging that both countries would continue to cooperate in promoting peace, trade, and economic prosperity across the sub-region. It disclosed that trade relations between Nigeria and Benin stood at about $2 billion annually, adding that both nations were working together on border security, infrastructure development, and free movement within the framework of the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS. The disbursement of the 2025 scholarship awards to children of deceased civil servants and students living with disabilities across the state will end on Friday this week. The exercise commenced on Tuesday last week, following the approval of the state governor, the Right Honorable Sheriff Oborewori. The board, in a statement, advised beneficiaries seeking clarification to contact Patricia Ole on 0811 181 2898, 0811 181 2898 for inquiries relating to children of deceased civil servants, while inquiries concerning students with disabilities are to be directed to Chinedu Wabofu on 0806 477 5373, 0806 477 5373. The statement said the scholarship scheme was aimed at supporting beneficiaries in the academic pursuit as part of the state government's commitment to inclusive education and social welfare, while urging all beneficiaries to access their payment within the stipulated period. The National Business and Technical Examination Board, NABTEB, has extended the registration deadline for the 2026 National Common Entrance Examination into technical colleges nationwide. The examination date from June 6 to June 13. A statement from the board has urged prospective candidates to take advantage of the extension to conclude their registration before the new deadline. The statement encouraged entrepreneurially inclined students and candidates seeking admission into institutions of higher learning to participate in NABTEB examinations. Reactions have continued to trail the decision by the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAMB, to approve 150 as a cutoff mark for university admission for the 2026 academic session. Gloria Otolo sampled public opinion.
Some candidates described the cutoff mark as fair, saying it gave more students the opportunity to secure admission despite challenges encountered during the examinations. Others, however, argued that the benchmark was too low for university admission and could weaken academic standards in higher institutions.
They have the opportunity to gain admission, unlike when you see 200, 300. It's kind of fair, and it's not also fair kind of way. To make students that, those students that brain is not that sharp, to make them to at least be able to gain admission into the university. But it's not also fair because it's not like anybody can just write and get that particular mark.
The government, they are actually giving those students that are unserious the ability of not reading. But those people that are unserious, they will start being so serious now, because if they actually reduce this thing, all these unserious students, they won't be serious. But if I say that they increase this thing now, it will be giving them so much eagerness to read and be able to meet up that cutoff mark.
Respondents also expressed mixed reaction on whether the approved cutoff mark would improve the quality of admission into tertiary institutions. While some believe universities will still maintain strict screening processes, others fear the decision may affect the quality of graduates produced in the future.
The government to increase the cutoff mark so that at least people that have something upstairs, people that they are supposed to be given admission, not like anybody at all. Because that cutoff mark 150, anybody can actually reach it.
The respondent called on JAMB and tertiary institutions to strengthen merit-based admission, ensure timely release of admission lists, and eliminate favoritism and illegal admission practices. They maintained that beyond the cutoff mark, transparency and fairness remain critical to improving the nation's education system. Gloria Otolo reporting.
Artisans in the state have been urged to continue working together in unity and peace in support of the administration of Governor Sheriff Oborevwori ahead of the 2027 general elections. The special advisor to the governor on peace building and conflict resolution, Chief Edwin Uzo, made the call during a meeting with the leadership of the group as well as other stakeholders in his office in Asaba. Henry Onogwa reports.
Chief Uzo said the meeting was convened to address the lingering crisis between leadership of the artisans and informal sector group over issues affecting the smooth operation of the association. He noted that the state government was committed to ensuring lasting peace and harmony among members of the group, adding that the issues raised by members were genuine concerns that could not be ignored. The special advisor stressed that every member deserved recognition and respect within the association and emphasized the need for dialogue, understanding and cooperation among the various groups in order to strengthen unity and stability.
Issues we see are not issues we remove eye. They are not issues we sweep under the carpet. Everybody wants recognition, and as such, everybody will be accorded his own respect. Advice to the informal sector and the artisan is that they should continue to maintain peace. Now that they see issues that are not good, they complain is good, instead of going in violence. So it's a good idea.
Chief Uzo commended members of the artisan and informal sector for choosing the path of peace by presenting their grievances through dialogue instead of resorting to violence, and described the approach as matured and responsible, assuring them that efforts would continue to ensure amicable resolution of all outstanding issues. He advised the group to remain law-abiding, united and focused on supporting the more agenda of Governor Sheriff Oborevwori, noting that peace and cooperation among artisans and informal sector operators were necessary for the continued growth and development of Delta State. The people narrated their sides of the story and thanked the state government for swift intervention and the promise to maintain peace. Henry Onogwa reporting.
The management of Delta Broadcasting Service Asaba have celebrated the successful completion of the National Youth Service Corps NYC program of Master Okori Abasifreke, who served in the office of the station's general manager. The send-forth ceremony held at the office of the general manager was marked by goodwill messages, prayers, and appreciation for the corps members member's dedication, discipline, and commitment throughout his service here. Henry Usiayo reports.
The General Manager of Delta Broadcasting Service, DBS Asaba, Mrs. Christine Jobome Emetulu, described Master Okori Abasi Freke as hardworking, respectful, and passionate, noting that he contributed meaningfully to the smooth operations of the office of the General Manager and the station at large during his service year. Mrs. Jobome Emetulu commended the corps member for his professionalism, dedication, and willingness to learn, urging him to remain focused and committed as he advances in his career. She also charged other corps members serving in the station to emulate his positive attitude and dedication to duty. Members of the station's committee of management, as well as fellow corps members, also paid glowing tributes to Master Abasi Freke, praising his cordial relationship with staff across departments and wishing him success in his future endeavors. Responding, Master Abasi Freke expressed gratitude to the management and staff of DBS Asaba for the opportunity to serve, as well as for the support, mentorship, and encouragement he received during his stay at the station. Highlight of the ceremony was the presentation of a cash gift to the outgoing corps member by the management of the station. Henry Usiayu reporting.
The Nigeria Immigration Service has warned Nigerians against irregular migration and fraudulent travel schemes being operated by criminal networks across the country. In a statement issued in Abuja, the service said many vulnerable persons, especially young women, are being deceived with fake promises of jobs, education, and better opportunities abroad. The Immigration Service stressed that traveling out of Nigeria without valid international passports, visas, and proper documentation is illegal and dangerous. It cautioned citizens against accepting sponsorship or travel assistance from unknown persons, noting that such offers often lead to human trafficking, forced labor, and exploitation. The agency urged Nigerians to verify all travel opportunities through official government channels and report suspicious migration activities to security agencies. Parents, guardians, and community leaders were also advised to educate young people on the dangers of irregular migration. Healthcare workers in the country are undergoing refresher training on infection prevention and early detection of suspected Ebola cases. The training is coming as the Nigeria Center for Disease Control and Prevention, NCDC, placed the country on high alert following Ebola outbreak in some African countries. Director General of the NCDC, Mr. Jide Idris, said although no case linked to the outbreak has been reported in Nigeria, the agency had activated the National Incident Management System to strengthen coordination, reporting, and rapid response nationwide. He explained that a risk assessment by the agency had identified international travel, population movement, and delayed detection of symptoms similar to malaria and Lassa fever as major concerns. The NCDC boss disclosed that high-risk states, border communities, transport hubs, and points of entry had been placed under intensified surveillance, while rapid response teams and emergency operations centers had been put on standby. He urged Nigerians to wash hands regularly, avoid contact with bodily fluids of sick persons, and rely only on verified public health information to prevent the spread of misinformation. The Lagos State government has intensified surveillance and emergency response measures against the possible spread of Ebola virus disease. Commissioner for Health, Professor Akin Abayomi, said Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has directed heightened preparedness across the state to prevent any importation of the virus. He explained that although the current Ebola outbreak remains limited to part of the Democratic Republic of Congo and Uganda, Lagos remains vigilant and fully prepared for any emergency. The commissioner assured residents that no suspected or confirmed Ebola case has been recorded in Lagos State. He added that the state's biosecurity and rapid response systems have been fully activated as a precautionary measure. Governor Sheriff Oborevwori was among dignitaries present at the 60th birth anniversary celebration and special thanksgiving by the member representing Ughelli Udu Federal Constituency in the House of Representatives, Honorable Francis Waive. Pere Botu reports. We'll bring you details of this report in our subsequent bulletin. Couples have been advised to remain steadfast in prayer to overcome challenges and build successful marriages. The wife of the State Deputy Governor, Ezinne Catherine Onyeme, gave the advice at the traditional marriage ceremony of former Miss Ijoma Oyedinefu and Mr. Andrew Ilwekezie in Asaba. The report.
Onyeme said marriage was not a bed of roses and required commitment, faith, and perseverance to succeed. She noted that couples must continually look unto God, the author of marriage, for guidance and strength in difficult times. The Deputy Governor's wife enjoined the couple to demonstrate patience, love, tolerance, understanding, and mutual respect as essential ingredients for a happy and enduring union. The newlyweds thanked God for their union and pledged to put in their best towards its success. The ceremony featured the symbolic cutting of the wedding cake and the dance by the couple. Present were top government functionaries, among others, eminent personalities.
The grand opening of the Jarden Echo Hotel and Resort in Umuopala community, Afo Kwale, Ndokwa East local government area, has been described as a major boost to hospitality and tourism development in Delta State. Speaking during the official unveiling of the multi-million naira facility, the State Deputy Governor, Samonde Onyeme, said private investment in tourism and hospitality complemented the development programs of the Oborevwori administration. Henry Onogwa reports.
Onyeme noted that government alone could not drive development without the support of private investors, stressing that partnership between government and individuals remain vital for economic growth, job creation, and the sustainable development across the state. The Deputy Governor commended the promoter of the project, Dr. Elvis Maso, for returning home to invest in his community, saying the project would inspire younger generations to contribute meaningfully to the development of their communities.
What Elvis has done is to bring back to his community, having sojourned far and wide, he hustled like any strong, normal person will hustle. And then when God rewards you, you always want to give back. And where do you want to start? You must always remember home, because people say charity begins at home. So I want to thank you sincerely for remembering that you are from somewhere, in spite of the fact that you are not earning whatever income you are earning from this community, but you know that this is your community. And then you came back to say, look, let me come back home and give back to my people.
In his remarks, Dr. Elvis Maso explained that the establishment of the resort was inspired by his late father's dream of seeing the greater development in the community. He added that the project was not primarily for profit making, but to honor his father's vision and support the growth of the area.
I am fulfilling a dream of my father. My fathers have believed that this land will be greater than what it used to be before. So we are standing today to unveil this resort in fulfillment of my father's dream. My first intention is not to make money, but I actually want to fulfill the dreams of my father. So that's the reason why I've decided to site this resort here in my village. For anything you have done in fulfillment of a dream of your father, there is always a blessing attached to it.
Community leaders and guests at the ceremony praised the investment, noting that the resort would provide quality accommodation for visitors and indigenes returning home for events, while also creating employment opportunities for residents.
See why this has to come here is we have to bring development to our own community. We must not just depend on government to do everything for us. In our own little way, we can also add to the development and the growth of the community.
The event attracted dignitaries, business owners and government officials, while Nollywood veteran actor Emekane described the facility as a world-class hospitality destination capable of attracting tourists and visitors to Kwale and the Ndokwa area. Henry Onogwa reporting.
Christians have been encouraged to walk in divine authority and power through their relationship with God. The charge came today from evangelist Henry Iwuji when he officiated at the DBS Asaba weekly prayer meeting. Gloria Otolo has details of the report.
Speaking on the topic, you shall receive power, drawn from Acts chapter 1 verse 8, evangelist Iwuji described power as a miraculous force and divine ability given by God to believers. He explained that through Christ, believers receive the right and privilege of becoming children of God, operating under divine authority and dominion. The preacher pointed out that God has given his children power to tread upon serpents and scorpions and over every power of the enemy, stressing that worshippers of God should therefore live without fear.
You must represent him. Your life must represent him. In summary of what we are talking about, you must know him. You must accept him as your Lord and Savior before you can begin to experience or enjoy or begin to see yourself manifest what? The miraculous power that is given to us, that he has given to us.
He encouraged Christians to remain steadfast in prayer, faith and obedience to God in order to experience the fullness of his power in their daily lives. The prayer meeting featured intercessory sessions for growth and peace in the establishment, the state and the country. Gloria Otolo reporting.
You're watching Delta Television Main News. Still to come, Iran says a deal with United States is not imminent. Details of this report and many more will come after a short break. Please stay tuned.
Hooray! Another May 27 is here, a day set aside to celebrate children. Delta Broadcasting Service, DBS Asaba, is set for a wonderful time out for children this season. Oh yes! It is the DBS Asaba Youth and Children's Day Cultural Carnival 2026. Theme, Building the Future Through Youth and Culture. The event is aimed at promoting the beautiful culture of our people and encouraging children to imbibe same. The event will feature cultural march past, art workshop training session for parents and children, painting, drawing, tie and dye, cultural dance competition, Nigerian food competition, Nigerian language knowledge competition, cultural fashion parade. There'll be lots to eat and drink and wonderful gifts to go home with. Delta Broadcasting Service, DBS Asaba, is calling on schools to be part of the Cultural Carnival competition, which will attract trophy and prizes to winners of the competitions. Corporate bodies and churches can register children for this special Children's Day event. That's not all. The brochure for the event will serve as a vehicle for warm felicitations for our children, as well as platform for business owners to advertise their goods and services. For schools participation and sponsorship, please visit the marketing department or call 0803-326-6801. Maureen on 0803-778-1910. Date, Wednesday, 27th May 2026. Venue, DBS Event Place, Opanam Road, Asaba. Time, 9 a.m. DBS Asaba Youth and Children's Day Cultural Carnival 2026. Let's meet there.
Welcome back, and thank you so much for staying tuned to Delta Television Main News. Iran has said a deal with the United States is not yet within reach, despite progress in ongoing negotiations between both countries. Iran's Foreign Ministry spokesman, Ismail Baqai, disclosed this in Tehran, noting that although discussions had resolved a large portion of issues under consideration, no agreement had been finalized. The development follows comments by United States Secretary of State Marco Rubio, who hinted that a possible breakthrough could emerge soon. Reports indicate that the proposed understanding may include a 60-day ceasefire extension, reopening the Strait of Hormuz, and continued talks over Iran's nuclear program. Meanwhile, United States intelligence sources says Iran's supreme leader Mojtaba Khamenei is currently in hiding following an Israeli strike, a situation reportedly slowing communication between Tehran and Washington negotiators. In business, liquefied petroleum gas marketers have expressed concern over the rising cost and shortage of cooking gas across the country. The marketers under their trade union said consumers now bought cooking gas at over 1,500 naira per kilogram nationwide. They disclosed that marketers currently paid between 25.2 million naira and 26.2 million naira for a 20 metric ton truck of liquefied petroleum gas, depending on the location. The marketers stressed that the rising cost and irregular supply had increased inflation and imposed hardship on households, food vendors, small businesses, and low-income earners who depended on cooking gas for daily use, warning that the situation could worsen if urgent action was not taken. They called on the federal government, the Ministry of Petroleum Resources, and other relevant authorities to stabilize the market and improve nationwide supply of cooking gas. And now to sports. Nigeria's preparations for the Unity Cup Invitational Tournament received a boost as midfield enforcer Al-Hassan Yusuf and defender Igor Obu arrived the Super Eagles camp in London today, ahead of their encounter with Zimbabwe tomorrow. The arrival takes the number of players in camp to 19, with more stars expected to join the squad later today. Head coach Eric Chell will continue preparations with another training session tonight at Cray Valley FC in London. Jamaica and India will face off in the second semi-final on Wednesday. The tournament final will be played on Saturday at the Valley Stadium in London. Now, our thought for the day. All our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. To end the news, here are the highlights. Nigeria has reaffirmed its commitment towards strengthening bilateral relations with the Republic of Benin. Vice President Senator Kashim Shettima, who made the affirmation at the inauguration of President Romuald Wagdagni of the Benin Republic in Cotonou, said both countries shared deep historical, cultural, and economic ties. The disbursement of the 2025 scholarship awards to children of deceased civil servants and students living with disabilities across the state will end on Friday this week. The exercise commenced on Tuesday last week, following the approval of the state governor, the Right Honorable Sheriff Oborewori. Healthcare workers in the country are undergoing refresher training on infection prevention and early detection of suspected Ebola cases. And abroad, Iran has said a deal with the United States is not yet within reach, despite progress in ongoing negotiations between both countries. That ends Delta TV Main News. Thank you so much for joining us. You can also follow our news online on Facebook and YouTube at Delta Broadcasting Service Asaba, or visit our website at www.dbsasaba.com. I am Blessing Usiagwada, wishing you a restful night. Bye for now.
admission. Dennis Osadebe University, Asaba is pleased to announce the 2026-2027 admission exercise for candidates who chose the institution as first choice and scored 150 and above in the 2026-2027 UTME. Also, UTME and direct entry candidates who did not choose DOU Asaba as first choice are requested to do a change of institution to DOU through JAMB. Courses are available in the following faculties: Faculties of Allied Medical Sciences, Agriculture, Arts, Behavioral Sciences, Computing, Environmental Sciences, Management Sciences, Science, Law. For admission requirements, log on to www.dou.edu.ng. Method of application: apply online by visiting www.dou.edu.ng and make an online payment of 2,000 naira only. Application starts 24th May 2026 and closes 30th August 2026. For further inquiry, please call 091-244-17389. Signed, Mrs. Florence Ngozi Nweke, Registrar and Secretary to Council.